He won the fight, and then he said he lost. This is not a story about a man who never failed. This is a story about a man who looked failure in the eye and used it to become a legend. 64 Oakland, California. Bruce Lee is 23 years old. He has his own school, his own students, his own method. The community of traditional martial artists who want to destroy everything he has built, they send a challenger, a real one. A man trained to end Bruce Lee's career in a single afternoon. And what happens next will change the way Bruce Lee fights, thinks, and lives forever. His name is Wong Jack Man. He is not a nobody. He is a respected kung fu master from San Francisco's Chinatown, trained in classical northern Shaolin technique. Precise, disciplined, backed by some of the most powerful voices. In the traditional martial arts world, the elders are furious. Bruce Lee is teaching kung fu to non-Chinese students. To them, that is not just disrespect, that is betrayal. So they deliver a message. Stop teaching, or we will stop you. If Bruce Lee loses this fight, he must shut down his school. He must turn away every student he has ever trained. He must disappear. Only a handful of people are in the room that day. Some say 8, some say 12, but every single one of them agrees. The air in that room is suffocating. What most people don't know about Bruce Lee is how well he already knows failure by this point. He was thrown out of Hong Kong as a teenager. He moved to America with almost nothing. He taught kung fu out of a parking lot. He slept in rooms that barely qualified as rooms, but he never stopped. He carried notebooks everywhere. He read philosophy obsessively, Lao Tzu, Krishnamurti, Descartes. He didn't just train his body, he interrogated it. He once wrote, "Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one." This wasn't a quote on a poster for Bruce Lee. This was how he actually lived. And on the day of that fight, he believed he was ready. He was wrong. Wong Jack Man steps into the room. He makes his position clear. Bruce Lee is out of line. Bruce Lee is unworthy. Bruce Lee must be stopped. Bruce Lee looks at him, says nothing, and nods. The fight begins. It is not clean. It is not cinematic. It is chaotic, exhausting, and real. Bruce chases Wong Jack Man across the room. The fight lasts minutes. Some say 3, some say 20. Bruce wins. Wong Jack Man submits. And then Bruce Lee does something nobody in that room expects. He sits down and calls himself the loser. He won, and then he tore everything apart. The fight had taken too long. He had gassed out. His techniques, years of training, had felt slow, inefficient, not good enough. Most men celebrate a win like that. Bruce Lee sat in silence and asked himself a question that changed everything. What did this win reveal about my weakness? He stops teaching classical Wing Chun forms overnight. He starts studying boxing, wrestling, fencing, judo, anything that works in real conditions against a real opponent who genuinely wants to beat you. From that painful, honest self-examination, Jeet Kune Do is born, the way of the intercepting fist. No fixed style, no rigid forms, just truth. He didn't build it from his victories, he built it from the cracks his victory exposed. His wife Linda would later say that this period was one of the most intense of their marriage, not because of the danger, but because of how brutally Bruce examined himself. Wong Jack Man continued teaching. He maintained, until the end of his life, that he was not defeated. Maybe, technically, he's right, but history didn't follow him. History followed the man who looked at his own victory and refused to be satisfied. Jeet Kune Do became the philosophical foundation of modern mixed martial arts. His notebooks became best-selling books. His films permanently changed how the world saw Asian men on screen. All of it traced back to one small, unfinished room and one man, willing to ask the hardest question. Here is what Bruce Lee understood, that most of us spend our entire lives avoiding. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the material success is built from. The question is never whether you will fall. The question is, what are you willing to see when you look at the fall honestly? He won a fight, called it a failure, examined it without mercy, and built something the world had never seen before. He once wrote, "Ever since I was a child, I have had this instinctive urge for expansion and growth. The function of a quality human being is the sincere and honest development of one's potential, not perfection. Potential." The room in Oakland is gone now, the building torn down, the floorboards rotted away. But the question Bruce Lee walked out of that room carrying, what am I willing to admit about myself? That question is still here. He didn't become a legend because he never failed. He became a legend because he refused to lie about it. What would you have done with that kind of honesty?